Man, I'm sure glad that's over with.
Whoa. What the hell? Mandela effects? Not again. Have you ever been presented with a fact that doesn't sound right to you? Something you know without a shadow of doubt is incorrect, yet you look it up and find out actually you're wrong. For example, what if I told you the famous line from the Toy Story movie, "There's a snake in my boot," is not actually the line from the movie. And the 1995 hit movie Woody, who's voiced by Tom Hanks, actually says, "There's a snake in my boots," plural. Don't believe me? Have a listen. Or how about the famous line from Star Wars? "Luke, I am your father." Once again, that was never said.
No, I am your father.
I know, it doesn't make sense. And you might be confused, but that's the line from the movie. I know. You can't believe it, or you're trying to figure out, why am I misremembering this? Could this be a false memory? Yeah, it could be. However, others have another name for it. The Mandela effect. Wikipedia defines the Mandela effect as, quote, "The Mandela effect, sometimes referred to as the Mandela phenomenon, is an instance of a false memory." Others know the Mandela effect as a phenomenon where large portions of the population misremember a significant event or even shares a memory that actually did not happen. For example, Nelson Mandela. The phenomenon is literally named after him. Once news broke about Nelson and his death in 2013, news coverage around the world was talking about Mandela, his life, his accomplishments. However, many people were shocked. Not necessarily shocked that he died, but the fact that he was still alive in the 21st century. This is because many people remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s, over 30 years prior. One of those who remember him dying in prison was writer and researcher Fiona Broome, who coined the term Mandela effect. She coined this after she gave her recollection of the former political leader dying in prison, like I said, over 3 decades prior. However, in this reality, that never happened. Mandela was released from prison after a 27-year sentence and then became the South African president from 1994 to 1999. So when he died in 2013, Fiona became confused and she reached out, and it turns out she wasn't alone. She found many others who also shared her memory of the former leader dying in prison. Well, then that got people thinking, if I share this false memory with so many other people, what other false memories do I share? Is this phenomenon wider than just one event? Then the hunt was on for new Mandela effects. People started finding them and spreading them online, and boy, did people find a lot of them. Some more popular than others. For example, the first time I was exposed to the term Mandela effect was around 2018, and the popular example I was given hooked me into this subject. The first example I saw of the Mandela effect was the Berestain Bears. Berestain Bears. The Berestain Bears is a children's book series of a family of bears, and I read them a lot in public school around the 2000 to 2003 years. I specifically remember them being called the Berestain Bears. I can still see the cover of the books now in my memories, all the way back in that public school library. But alas, it's a false memory or a Mandela effect, because the official name of the series is the Berestain Bears, and it reportedly has always been named that. When I first discovered this, I was confused. Why do I have such a strong memory on the spelling of a children's book series from my childhood? What is causing this? So then I started doing more research. There are 2 main camps of thought when it comes to this subject. And if I missed any other angle or explanation, please let me know in the comments below. Anyway, the 2 main camps of thought include a crazier conspiracy side and a more rational, yet still strange explanation. I'll cover both. The crazier conspiracy theory sides involve parallel universes, CERN, and emerging realities. Like I said, it gets pretty out there, but I love exploring these realms of thought. Don't necessarily have to believe them, but they're fun to think about and entertain. Fiona Broome, remember her, she's the one who coined the term, suggested the Mandela effects occur when reality interacts with another timeline, whether it be the same sort of timeline, an alternate, or parallel universe. Her explanation does draw upon real theories in physics. For example, some believe the Mandela effect is proof of other universes. And when we get into quantum mechanics and string theory, some physicists do argue that there are other universes. Some even argue that there's infinite universes. And before your eyes glaze over because we're talking about physics, to keep this in an easier, more digestible format, think of like what the MCU is doing with the television show Loki and the latest Doctor Strange movie, right? There's infinite universes and timelines. People are jumping back and forth and crossing and merging. Anyway, back to our reality. So if our realities are bumping and merging into others, what's the cause? What's the catalyst? Well, to put it bluntly, according to many conspiracy theorists, CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, or CERN, we're just going to call it that, is the largest particle physics laboratory in the world and has been around since 1954. They have this nifty little tool called the Large Hadron Collider, or the LHC. The Large Hadron Collider is the world's largest and highest energy particle collider. Scientists use this to smash particles together at extremely high speeds to conduct scientific experiments and simulate events. You might be asking yourself, what in the hell does this have to do with anything? Well, conspiracy theorists believe that by cutting on the Large Hadron Collider and running these experiments, they're opening up wormholes, portals, mirror dimensions, alternate realities, etc., etc. You get the picture. And to give the conspiracy theorists a little bit of credit, CERN didn't really help themselves either. A viral found footage video in 2016 depicted a human sacrifice ritual on the grounds of CERN. The video had several people dressed in black robes surrounding a statue of the Hindu deity Shiva, also known as the Destroyer, and the video depicts them stabbing her as a human sacrifice. The video then ends whenever the stabbing begins and the person recording gets scared and runs away. CERN addressed the video and said it was a prank. No one was actually harmed. It was a joke. Just a goof, guys. They claimed the prank was performed outside of official permission. Regardless of them dismissing it and playing it off, the conspiracy theorists ran with it, and it's not really hard to see why. Now that we've explored the crazier side, let's get back to our reality. What is the other camp's thought of what is going on with the Mandela effects? What's something that doesn't make you sound as crazy when you talk about this subject? Well, it all has to do with psychology. Memories are a tricky thing. They are very malleable and can be easily manipulated. And according to psychologists, there are three possible explanations for the Mandela effect. They are false memories, confabulation, priming. False memories are exactly what they sound like. False memories are just false memories. They're untrue and distorted recollections of the event. The tricky part of a false memory is that they can have factual elements or details inside of the overall memory, but it can still be false. Like I said, memories are very suggestible. So someone can see some false information online or TV, hear something wrong out in the real world, and something out of context, or even desire something to be true, and this can lead to creating false memories. Confabulations are false memories that a person creates to compensate for holes in their memory. Confabulation is a common symptom for neurological conditions, often seen as Alzheimer's disease or other forms of dementia. In psychology, priming is a phenomenon where exposure to a stimulus influences the response to the subsequent stimulus. For example, if I tell you the word car, you're more likely then to recognize the following word truck or road, following another unrelated word like pizza. Many researchers think these three psychological phenomena may be the explanation for the Mandela effects. Someone hears or thinks something incorrect, and then one's memory is just tampered. Then when that memory is challenged, it creates confusion and wonder, and then we just let our minds race. Now that I've successfully bummed out all the ones who like the creepy and the unknown, let's get back to the fun things. Examples of the Mandela effect. I know that's why you're really here. I will list some of the most recent or my favorite effects I've found, and if I find more, I'll make another video in the future discussing all the new ones. Number 1, Sinbad's Shazaam. In 1996, Shaq played a 5,000-year-old genie who appeared from a magic boombox to give a kid 3 wishes. This movie was called Kazam. However, many people remember it differently. Many people remember the magic genie from the 90s, but it was called Shazaam, and it starred Sinbad. But this is not true. That movie doesn't exist. It never has. And in 2017, Sinbad actually collaborated with College Humor to make a short skit about this Mandela effect. It's actually pretty funny. You should check it out. Number 2, Monopoly Man's Monacle. Rich Uncle Pennybags, or Mr. Monopoly, is and has been the mascot of the board game for almost forever. He can be seen wearing business attire, a top hat, and some believe a monocle. Except he doesn't, and he never has had one. So are people conflating Mr. Monopoly with the Peanut Man, or does CERN keep messing with us? this? You decide. Number 3, Jiffy Peanut Butter. Jiffy Peanut Butter doesn't exist. Never has. There is Jif and there is Skippy, but not a Jiffy. Others will argue that they clearly remember seeing Jiffy. So what do you make of this? Number 4, C-3PO's leg. Okay, this one got me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but I have watched the movies. In the original trilogy, C-3PO is a friendly gold robot who accompanies R2-D2. Many remember him to be all gold, all the way up and down. But this is not true. C-3PO actually has a silver leg below his right knee. This surprised many Star Wars fans who have watched this hundreds of times and never caught on to that. They always remember him being all gold, me included. Number 5, Froot Loops. Some remember Froot Loops being spelled Froot Loops. They also claim this change happened during their childhood. Others have only recently noticed the change. As of today, the correct way to spell Froot Loops is seen here. What do you remember? How do you remember spelling it? Number 6 is double stuffed Oreos. I bet many people bet that double stuffed Oreos was spelled stuffed, 2F-E-D, or stuffed, S-T-U-F-F. But this is not the case. At least not in this reality. The packaging has always said stuffed, S-T-U-F. This isn't even a real word. Speaking of which, a group of students actually measured double stuffed Oreos against the regular ones to really see if they were double stuffed. But the measurements showed that they were slightly beneath double, so Oreos got sued. In court, Oreos claimed that double stuff, S-T-U-F, remember the packaging, is not double stuffed. And they also claimed that stuff is not a real word, so therefore they were not lying to the customer. Number 7, Smokey the Bear. Since 1994, the U.S. government has used the mascot Smokey the Bear to caution against forest fires. But in actuality, that's not his name. It's Smokey Bear. There is no "the," and there never has been. I clearly remember Smokey the Bear, but maybe I've just heard it out of context. One weird thing is, though, people also remember him wearing red suspenders, he included, but he's never worn them. So what do you make of this? Number 8, Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? Is I bet how you remember the famous Snow White quote. Only problem is, that's never said in the film. It actually says, magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?
Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?
Number 9, Tostino's Pizza Rolls. Growing up, what was your favorite after-school snack? Was it pizza rolls? Mine too. But what brand? Did you get the off-brand? Did you get the real brand? Many of people remember eating Tostino's pizza rolls, except they've never existed. Totino's did, however. Strange. Number 10, Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. I'm not gonna lie, this one really got me while I was doing some last-minute research on the subject. Are you familiar with the song Sweet Dreams by the Arithmetics? You know, sweet dreams are made of these. Well, that's not how the song goes. Apparently it is sweet dreams are made of this. Check it out.
Sweet dreams are made of these.
What do you think? Are they messing with us? Or we just misheard something all of our lives? Let me know what you think below. Well, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot to me. I'm having so much fun making videos, and I really enjoyed the support I received on the Missing 401 video. If you haven't already, could you please hit the like and subscribe button? It really helps me and lets me know that you want me to keep making this type of stuff. Once again, guys, have a great day and stay safe.